A very good evening to everyone. I believe we can start the webinar as we have a decent number of attendees having joined the webinar. So thank you so much to everyone who has joined our session today. A very good evening to all the panelists and attendees. I'm Khushi Jhaveri, the Study Abroad Coordinator for the University of Tokyo India office and the facilitator for today's webinar. I am joined by Ms. Sakshi Verma as the sub-facilitator for today's webinar. We are here again for the Global Network project of the University of Tokyo India office, and we hope to encourage you to pursue your further studies in Japan. In today's webinar, we have been joined by several renowned universities in Japan, from private, public to national universities. Each of these universities will give us a 20-minute presentation about their programs offered at undergraduate, graduate, and doctoral levels, followed by a 5-minute Q&A session. We also have our expertise who will help you with any questions that you might have about Japan or the universities. So please post your questions in the Q&A portal if you want your questions to be answered. The chat box is only for the representatives of the universities and the panelists. So please only use the Q&A portal for asking questions. And we'll also be sharing a questionnaire in the chat box and a separate survey towards the end of the webinar. Both the survey and the questionnaire are for very different purposes, so please make sure that you're answering both of them before the end of the webinar. So thank you so much for understanding, and I would like to remind all the panelists and representatives of the university to turn off their video and audio when they're not presenting. Once again, thank you so much for joining our webinar. Now I'll share the agenda of today's webinar. See my screen? So first, we'll have a brief introduction by Ms. Sakshi Roy, the Assistant Manager of the University of Tokyo India office. Then we'll have a special lecture by Ms. Aarti Das, the Coordinator for International Relations, Matsue Industrial Support Center and Economy Department, followed by the presentation by Niigata University by Mr. Iwata Naoshi, the Chief of International Relations Office, and Ms. Kurale, the International Affairs Coordinator. Then we have a presentation by the University of Fukui by Professor Hosoya from the School of Global and Community Studies, then Professor Royen from the Research Institute of Nuclear Engineering, and then also Professor Kuwazuru from the Faculty of Engineering. Lastly, we have a presentation by International University of Japan by Ms. Rashi Gupta from ARG Consulting and Ms. Deepika Sharma, the Senior Service Coordinator of IUG. Now I'd like to request Ms. Sakshi Roy to begin the webinar.
Thank you, Ms. Khushi, for the introduction. I'll quickly share my screen. Yeah. So can you see my screen, Ms. Khushi?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sakshi Roy, and I'm the Assistant Manager with the University of Tokyo India office. So this program is hosted by the University of Tokyo India office and brought to you by MEX, the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology in Japan. So first of all, before giving you a brief information about this project and our office, I would like to extend my warm welcome to all our panel members from prestigious Japanese universities and attendees from different parts of the world. So thank you very much for your time to participate in our webinar. So yeah, so about our office, we are the part of Study in Japan Global Network project in Southwest Asia by MEX, and we provide information on Japanese universities. We also organize education fairs and seminars throughout India to spread awareness about higher education opportunities in Japan. And about the webinar, today we are here for session 16 of Study and Work in Japan webinar series. And all these webinars are basically designed to introduce you to some of the best universities in the world, in the Japan and in the world. And we'll be discussing the various program offerings and opportunities to study and work in Japan in our online session. So I must tell you, there has been approximately 700 plus universities as well as specialized vocational institutions in Japan. And if you study in Japan, you'll further your study in a well-rounded education system. You'll experience a unique new culture, and you have a chance to gain more international perspective. However, I know it would be difficult to understand everything in such a short period of time in 20 minutes each university. But I would like to recommend you all to please note down the contact addresses of each university so that in case if you have any further doubts, please feel free to ask them directly later on by writing them. So this is the email address of our office. In case if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. You can take a screenshot of this page, or I will also share this information in the chat box for you. Yeah, last but not the least, it's a good news for students who are living near Delhi NCR region. We are going to organize a Namaste Japan Education Interaction event at Delhi University tomorrow. The venue is Satyakam Bhavan, Faculty of Social Sciences, North Campus. So this is our first offline event in 2022. And if you're interested, please feel free to join us at the event tomorrow. No prior registration is required, so entry is free of cost for this event. And this is this is an excellent opportunity for all of you to establish a network between Japanese universities and to look into the Japanese academia. And there are a lot of Japanese institutions and universities are participating in this program, so you can please join us for this tomorrow's event. So yeah, thank you very much for listening to me. I request you all to please stay tuned with us till the end of the session, and please don't forget to register for all our upcoming webinars. And I hope this will help you to achieve your dreams of studying and working abroad in Japan. So thank you very, very much once again.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sakshi, for the presentation and for the very informative introduction. Thank you so much once again. I will reshare the agenda. I hope everyone can see my screen. So now we'll have a presentation by Ms. Aarti Das. She'll talk a little about her experience in Japan. So I hope her presentation would give you an insight about how the work life is in Japan. So Ms. Aarti Das, over to you.
Ms. Kushi, thank you very much. I'll quickly share my screen and then I can start. Is it visible?
Yes, I can see your screen. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So today I'm going to be making a presentation called From an Otaku to a Civil Servant in Rural Japan, Some Insights. First of all, I would like to talk about who I am. My name is Aarti Das. I'm from Kerala, India, and I'm 26. I'm 26 years old, and I study Japanese language in Jawaharlal Nehru University in New Delhi. And also, I did 1 year studying abroad in Waseda University in Tokyo. And currently, I work as the coordinator for international relations from India. There are 5 more countries. At Matsue City Hall. So today I would like to kind of take a look at what it's been like working for the city office in rural Japan, and also about my journey with Japanese studies in general, and how I came about doing the whole thing. So before I start, I want to talk about the kind of hard things before, or like the more I don't know how to put it better, but kind of the hardcore things before. So I would like to talk about what and where Matsue City is, and what kind of exchange we have been having with India and specifically Kerala, before I proceed with imparting my insights and my knowledge, being a Japanese language student and Japanese kind of researcher for past 18 years actually. So first of all, I think most of the attendees would have a general idea about what Japan looks like. But I am not in one of the big cities. I am in a very, very small city with a population of just 2 lakhs in the west of Japan, called Matsue City. And it's in Shimane Prefecture. And Shimane Prefecture has the second, it is the second least populous prefectures in Japan, all of Japan, following Tottori Prefecture, which is right beside it. So it was an interesting thing for me to come all the way here. I had studied in Tokyo, but it was a very, very different experience. Um, but then when I came to work in Japan, I ended up in a very, very rural city, which is very different than going to Tokyo, Osaka, Kobe, or any of the big cities that many people have images about. To give you a visual representation of what kind of place it is, it's a very beautiful, like simple rural city. There are the usual local Japanese festivals. The sea is beautiful. Surprisingly, for being one of the least populous prefectures, it is very cultural. It has a history. It has a deep history in the tea culture of Japan, and it also has one of the 5 original remaining castles in Japan. So it also has Matsue Castle, which is a UNESCO like World Cultural Heritage Site. Um, it has exchange with specifically with Kerala only as of now. And I think most people attending would have a general idea about where Kerala is. I don't need to really talk about that part. But I have given a specific demographic, which is the number of IT engineers in Kerala, which is estimated to be more than 50,000. Now, why this is important is because in terms of the exchange that has been going on between Matsue and this region and Kerala, it's been specifically IT based for the past 7 years. Um, but where did it start, and what kind of ties does India and Japan have? That is very important. So it started with Professor Hajime Nakamura, who is actually a pioneer of Indian philosophy in Japan. So he's very, very well known. And he was actually from this region. So, and he's been named as the citizen emeritus or an honorary citizen by Matsue City also. And so when like his memorial hall was established in Matsue, the Indian ambassador at that time, she came, and they were very deeply moved, uh, purely because of the reason that the ambassador at that time was from Kerala. That kind of led to Kerala. So, which is why, out of all the places in India, this really small city has ties with Kerala. Now, how and what organization is conducting that? It is Lake Nakaumi, Lake Shinji, and Mount Daisen Regions Mayors Association. I work for Matsue City, but I actually work with 5 cities in this region, which is Matsue City, Izumo City, and Yasugi City in Shimane Prefecture, and then Yonago City, Sakai Minato City, and separately Daisen region from Tottori Prefecture. So I work technically across 2 prefectures and not just one, which is also very interesting thing to do. Now, the thing is that in comparison to the population of even Kerala, these whole 5 cities together make up only a total population of maybe 6 lakhs. It keeps going up and down over the years. So again, the scale is very, very, very small. Even then, we have actually signed MOUs, memorandum of understanding, with different organizations. So Kerala has an Indo-Japan Chamber of Commerce. So we have MOUs with them, and then the Kerala government. And then when it comes to studying, we have the Shimane University, who will also be actually there at Tokyo University's fair tomorrow. They have MOUs with Cochin University of Science and Technology, KISAT, Rajagiri University School of Engineering, and SCMS in Kerala. So what has been happening that in 2016, a survey project was conducted. And after that, an organizing committee was set up. And then the industry, academia, and government, they teamed up to create a program where we can bring in interns from these three universities mainly, uh, especially from the IT field, because there has been a dearth of IT engineers in there's been a lack of IT engineers across Japan and in this region too. So to bring these IT interns, IT students from all the way from Kerala to this region and have them intern at companies in this region, specifically again, IT companies. In recent days, there have been companies from other fields like Mahindra from India has a tie-up with Mitsubishi in this region. So here it is known as Mitsubishi Mahindra, and they have also been looking to kind of bring in more engineers as interns to do internship at their company and then maybe employ them. And so this has been going on since 2016. And over the years, when I came in 2018, I have been a CIR for Matsue City since 2018. Five people had been originally employed, and now Shimane University actually has a program for studying abroad for like half an year with these university. This year it was Rajagiri. So we actually have two more people employed. And then last year also two people were employed. So via our program, 9 people have been employed in this region, which is quite a big number in terms of when it comes to a government program which has only been running for 6-7 years actually. So obviously due to the COVID, we have been affected and we have not been able to bring in students from um, Kerala. But again, next year we are hoping that we are able to bring students in February to Shimane and have them visit Shimane University and intern at the local IT companies as an initiative to bridge the gap language barrier. I was employed. So I was employed and I officially started working in Matsue in August 2018. And the other initiative that they took was to dispatch a Japanese language teacher via open recruitment to Shimane University, like through Shimane University to KISAT and the other universities where the teacher would actually go to Kerala and then teach the students before they come for internship. So over the first 2-3 years of doing this program, people were employed. It was realized that Japanese language as such is a big issue um, in terms of communication, especially when you're bringing people to rural Japan. So this kind of initiative was taken. Now, where do I come in play is by being an intermediary. And this job I came upon by chance. Actually, that year when I was employed in 2018, um, surprisingly, Matsue City was looking for a person who is a Keralite who can do Japanese at an advanced level and is able to perform all the intermediary duties of speaking with people, communicating via mail, and other things. So, how did I end up there is like another question. In this title of my presentation, I have put the word otaku, and a lot of people may know the word otaku, a lot of people may not. So I have pulled the definition for otaku from Merriam Webster's dictionary. It's a Japanese word which literally means your house, but it specifically relates to a person who has an obsessive interest, especially in fields of anime and manga, the dictionary states, but it goes way beyond the scope of anime and manga in actual Japanese. It can be anything, but when you have a specific interest for something, that's when you're called an otaku. And I was that since I was about 6 or 7 years of age. I had started watching anime. In the recent years, there have been a lot of people who have taken interest in Japan due to anime. But when I had started, this was around in 2002 or 2003. Uh, I actually did not have a lot of people around me who were interested in anime. Yes, Pokemon and Digimon, they were really, really popular at that time. But I was watching other core Japanese animes. So it was really hard for me to find a group for myself. So, how did then I go about studying Japanese? That becomes a big question. And it's a question that I get asked a lot because now it, I still get embarrassed while saying this, but I can say that I am very, very proficient at Japanese to the level that I literally have no um, issues communicating in Japanese. So that started around the age of 9 years old. I started learning Japanese by myself. Um, via J-pop. There was a specific composer in one of the animes that caught my ears. And then I started printing out lyrics for the songs that I was listening to. And thankfully, a lot of songs were available translated at that point in time. So I was using that to pick up Japanese. Um, there are a lot more resources these days, which is the greatest part about it. Back in the days, it was really, really hard to find anything. So this was one of the biggest ways for me to get used to Japanese. And then I went above and beyond to buy a Japanese dictionary. This was in sixth standard. And I got really scary looks from my father because these books were really, really expensive from an Indian perspective. And I also bought a travel guide for Japan. And I started learning about the culture and the country in general and about how to travel the area and things like that. So, and in 2013, I officially joined JNU as a Japanese language student. And then I started my journey there. And at that point, I was already learning Japanese for about 8 years by myself, not in a very structured manner, but in a very playful manner, doing all sorts of things via NHK and via learning Japanese songs and learning kanji by myself, learning katakana by myself, learning the language however I can. And finally, I actually got the opportunity, I got the scholarship after my first year in JNU. And I finally went to Waseda University, which is one of the top private universities in Japan, in 2015 in my third year. And there also, one of the things that I did was like whatever course I chose, it led me deeper and deeper into Japan. And I never restricted myself to Japanese language per se, just because obviously when you're learning about a country, it is not ever limited to just the language. You have to learn the culture. But many people may pick a time frame, for example. But for me, my studies, my personal studies and research has extended from all the way from the classical Japanese era in 9th, 10th century to modern Japan. And that has really helped me a lot in my work, actually. Um, I left my university. Basically, I had started doing my master's after completing my BA honors in Japanese studies, but I came across, I was suggested this program where I had mentioned previously that I had been suggested to get into this program. They were specifically looking for a person who was Keralite and who had uh, excellent Japanese skills. So this program called JET program is through which I came to Matsue City, and it has over like 75,000 participants. But I am doing a role called coordinator for international relations. Um, and there are other roles like assistant language teacher for English and then sports coordinator. But my job leads me to do all sorts of things. So since I'm coordinator for international relations, one of the biggest things I have to do is promote the local, like Matsue City and the local region to India and other places. But as you may see, one of the funny pictures on here is me in a rice field. This is actually also kind of part of my job. It is a request that comes through my job every year. Uh, Rice planting and rice harvesting, and then also harvesting sweet potatoes with the children, local children, and the local community people. It's a very diverse job where it is not limited to me sitting in an office. Of course, there are other things also, like when the Chief Minister of Kerala comes through to Matsue, I have to work as an interpreter then. But I also have to go to schools. I have to go to schools. I have to go to community centers. I have to do cooking classes, Indian cooking classes. Getting ingredients here is like really, really hard, but it is one of the fun things. And then I recently also held a Christmas concert at one of the uh, community centers. So basically, what my job is, it is simply being an ambassador for India. And doing this job has given me certain insights. One of the things that obviously was learn Japanese, especially since I work in a rural area and I am trying to bring people to the rural area. So working here, studying here requires you to dig deeper into Japanese than you would need if you're living in Tokyo, Hiroshima, or any of the other big places. You're able to survive there better even if you don't have enough Japanese skills. The other thing that is there is that you have to learn about India and the Indian environment, because in most cases you end up being uh, the local ambassador. You might be the only single person or the first Indian someone meets. So that is another thing. The other thing that I have learned is to not focus on the bigger cities and learn about what the local issues uh, in Japan are. So local revitalization is a big issue in Japan, and it's a big issue that is taken up by the Japanese government. So by looking into those things, you have to you can expand your vision and try to think about areas where you can expand your studies. So that was all for my talk. And it might have been kind of all over the place, but I hope I was able to give you some sort of insight into how things are and what kind of other exchanges have been going between rural places and other parts of India, and something about learning Japanese in your own way. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Aarti, for the very insightful presentation. I hope whatever information you've given us will benefit the prospective students who want to work or study in Japan. So once again, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I will reshare the agenda. Ms. Aarti, there might be questions in the Q&A portal which you would want to answer. So you could go ahead answering them. Once again, thank you so much. I will share the agenda. So now we'll have a presentation by Niigata University. So I would like to talk a little about the university before we get into the presentation. So Niigata University is an eminent national university in Japan that truly stands by its philosophy of autonomy and creativity. It promotes diversity and inclusion by welcoming international students from across the world. They have English-based graduate programs in the field of society law, politics, culture, and science and technology. The geographical location of the university is one of the most appealing points as it's located on the Sea of Japan and it is one of the largest universities in the country. So now I'd like to request Ms. Krale to give us an insight into Niigata University.
Thank you very much. Now I will share my presentation.
We can see the presentation.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Koralai. I'm from Niigata University International Office. Now I would like to give you an introduction to Niigata University. Our university is located in Niigata City, which takes about 2 hours from Tokyo by bullet train. It has easy access to major cities in Japan. Niigata, where you can enjoy beautiful 4 seasons, is blessed with a rich natural environment. Being facing Sea of Japan, Niigata is a top tulip producing prefecture in Japan, having the link between natural resources abundance and its industry. With a population of 800,000, Niigata City, not quite urban and not quite rural, allows people to live their daily lives with comfort and convenience. So what attracts students to Niigata is that things are low in costs, for one thing. As you can see on this slide, cost of living in Niigata is much more affordable than urban. Our university, established in 1949, is a national comprehensive university. We have about 12,000 undergraduate and graduate students and about 3,200 academic and administrative staff, which makes our university considered to be a relatively large one in Japan. We have 10 faculties: humanities, education, law, economic science, medicine, dentistry, engineering, agriculture, and creative studies, offering 37 major programs. Our 5 graduate schools offer interdisciplinary graduate programs, covering most of the major programs mentioned earlier. Moreover, we feature 2 research institutes, 3 research centers, and a university hospital. The unique feature of Niigata University is its distinctive research. At the Archive Center for Anime Studies, established in 2016, the intermediate materials of traditional animation production, such as model sheets and cells, are archived by being acquired, cataloged, and preserved, which are incorporated into the curriculum. Niigata is Japan's leading rice-producing region. Then Niigata is known for sake, made from rice. The Sakeology Center, established in 2018, has aimed to create and define the new field of study, sakeology, covering a wide range of fields such as brewing, distribution, history, culture, and health. We have 2 campuses. Ikarashi campus, which has most faculties, departments, and facilities, is located in beautiful natural environment. And Asahimachi campus, which has faculty of medicine and dentistry, as well as university hospital, is located in the heart of the city, offering residents of Niigata City easy access to high-quality healthcare services. Niigata University has an enrollment of 518 international students as of November 2022. The status of international students varies. Almost half the number of them study the academic field in science, engineering, and agriculture. When it comes to places of origin of international students, China comes on first place, which accounts for 50%. But students in various fields from other countries are also studying with us. Niigata University offers various international cultural exchange events in which international students participate with Japanese. It enables you to lead a full student life with Japanese students. Now it's time to bring this presentation to the end. I hope it has given you a clear understanding of Niigata University and attracted your interest. Now let's move on to the next presentation. Niigata University provides all necessary information for those who wish to study at the university on its website. Here is a brief explanation of how to gather and search for the necessary information. Firstly, please access the English version of our website. If you select English as a language, you'll be able to view the English version of the website. All the information you need to study at Niigata University is available on the Study at NU page. By clicking on Study at NU, you can gather the information you need by category. The information you need is organized according to the type of the study you wish to pursue, such as undergraduate, graduate, research student, or short program. You can also find out about scholarships, housing, and other information that you may need to know for your university life. If you want to know about scholarships, for example, click on Fees and Scholarships, and then again click on Scholarships. To find the information of various scholarships, such as government scholarships, Niigata University scholarships, and others. I would like to explain some basic ideas about scholarships. The first thing you should do is to find out whether there are available scholarships offered by the government or other organization in your home country. Next is a Japanese government scholarship for government-sponsored students. There are two types of scholarships: embassy recommendation and university recommendation. In the case of embassy recommendation, you need to contact the Japan embassy in your country to find out if you can apply. In the case of university recommendation, priority is given to students from universities that have an agreement with Niigata University. You can receive a scholarship of about 145,000 yen per month. You do not have to pay tuition fees either. Niigata University also has its own scholarship system. This is to support students who were not selected as a Japanese government scholarship student. The scholarship is about half the amount of the government scholarship. After enrolling Niigata University, students can apply for scholarships offered by various institutions and organizations. There are two types of scholarships. There are those that can be applied for individually without going through the university, and those that require a recommendation from the university. For scholarships that require a recommendation from the university, you can apply for various scholarships by taking an interview test conducted by Niigata University. The amount of the scholarship depends on the type of scholarship, but most scholarships range from 50,000 yen to 150,000 yen per month. Apart from the scholarships, Niigata University has a system for waiving all or half of the tuition fees. Students enrolled in regular undergraduate and graduate courses and who experience financial difficulty while maintaining excellent academic records may apply to receive 100 or 50% tuition fee reduction. As you can see on this table, many international students apply for the system, and majority of them are granted either full or half reduction of the fee. Flowchart gives you information about necessary procedures, how to get enrolled in your desired program and course. On the flowchart page, you can see the detailed process required for admission by the type of study you wish to pursue, such as degree seeking or non-degree seeking. Let's take a look at the general process. If you wish to obtain an undergraduate degree, you need to have a Japanese language of level N2. This is because in principle, undergraduate courses are conducted in Japanese. In addition, you need to take the examination for Japanese university admission, conducted by the Japan Student Services Organization, JASA. The examination named EJU. And then take an academic test conducted by the faculty of your choice. Some faculties may require you to take a language examination test such as TOEFL. The details of the examinations will be explained in the selection guidelines. Normally, the guidelines for the following year will be announced around November. Next is the case of the students who wish to enroll in our graduate courses. Normally, most of the students enroll in a graduate program after they studied for 6 months to a year, as a research student. During this time, students learn how to conduct research under the supervision of their faculty advisor and prepare for starting the academic life as a graduate. In the case of graduate school, the most important thing is to find a supervisor. If you find a faculty member who specializes in the field that matches your research theme, and if you get a positive response from the faculty member about accepting you, your chances of studying at Niigata University will increase. Niigata University helps you to find a faculty advisor through an inquiry form. You can find the inquiry form on the website of the flowchart. Please input the necessary information and your preferred academic advisor in the inquiry form and send it to us. If you can, the faculty member, if of your choice, will determine whether or not you were acceptable. If you can be accepted, the faculty member and the student will begin to communicate directly with each other. Follow your advisor's advice and start preparing for the admission process. Your academic background, research plan, CV, and other information will be comprehensively evaluated to determine whether or not you will be accepted. Brochures of the university and its graduate schools are also available on our website. We also have a video that provides an easy-to-understand overview of our university. Please take a look at them for reference. In conclusion, please visit our website. Firstly, to find more information if you are interested in studying at Niigata University. After your searching, if you have any inquiries, please contact us by sending email at this address shown on this slide. We are looking forward to meeting you all at Niigata University. Thank you very much for your attention. Now, please watch the overview video of Niigata University. Wait a second.
新潟大学には五十嵐キャンパスと旭町キャンパスの2つのキャンパスがあり、10の学部と5つの大学院、約1万2000人の学生が集う総合大学です。五十嵐キャンパスは8つの学部と3つの大学院のほかに、県内最大の蔵書数を誇る付属図書館や災害復興科学研究所などを有する緑豊かな落ち着いた環境です。旭町キャンパスは医学部、歯学部、2つの大学院のほかに医師学総合病院や脳研究所など優れた環境が整っており、国立の総合大学らしい新潟大学ならではの学びを実現しています。
新潟大学は広大な越後平野に囲まれる恵まれた環境の中にあり、日本海側の地域から対岸のアジア地域に展開する地の拠点として存在しています。本学は自立と創生を全学の理念に掲げ、優れた教育と研究、さらに社会貢献を通じて地域のみならず世界の発展に着実に貢献してきました。このように本州日本海側ラインの中心に位置する大規模総合大学として環東アジア地域を起点に世界の平和と発展に寄与することが全学の基本戦略の一つです。多様な教育と研究の機会を得ることができる総合大学、新潟大学において皆さんがタフでしなやかな人材として成長されることを私たちは全力で応援し支援します。
Thank you very much. It was a brief explanation of Niigata University. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Ms. Krale, for the very informative presentation. We have a couple of questions in the Q&A portal. I will pick up a few if that's okay. For Niigata University, for the graduate programs, when can one apply? On which time of the year do you accept applications?
Thank you for the questions. And actually, as my colleague and Kurarai-san said, and the most important thing is to find a prospective supervisor and before entrance examination. So, and please visit our inquiry form to find a prospective supervisor. And I will paste the information about the inquiry form on the chat box. Thank you very much.
How many international students are there at Niigata University, and what are they pursuing at university?
It is about the 500 international students, and there are several Indian students in there.
And what are they exactly pursuing? Which field are they majoring in?
And half of their field is science and technology, including engineering, agriculture, and science.
Also, does Niigata University provide any service to students? For example, if students have questions regarding the application process or when to apply, the application periods, does Niigata University provide any service? Can students contact the university? Will the universities reply to the questions that students might have?
Yes, and my office, international office, will deal with that kind of services, and I will paste the information and email address on the chat box later.
Oh, thank you. If student, are there opportunities for students who are interested in MBA, Masters in Business Administration at Niigata University? Can students study MBA at Niigata University?
Actually, unfortunately, we don't have offer any course of MBA. Sorry.
There are many other universities that will be presenting today. So students whose questions have not been answered as expected, please stay tuned for the presentations by other universities as well. Does Niigata University accept transfer applications?
What do you mean?
I think what they mean by transfer applications is, for example, if a student is already studying at a university in India, can the student come to Niigata University for a semester or for a year as an exchange student?
Oh, yeah, and we have several partner Indian universities, and to become an exchange student, we need to have a student exchange agreement beforehand. And
Yeah, how can the student apply? How can the student come to Niigata University as an exchange student? Is there any process they need to follow?
Oh yes, and we also show that kind of information for exchange student in our website, and
Okay.
and we will let you know later.
Okay, thank you. Do you provide PhD programs, doctoral programs?
Yes, we offer a PhD program, and with a variety of academic field from humanities, education, law, and science, engineering, and medicine, and dentistry. We
In
are
science,
comprehensive university.
thank you. In science, which field in particular? Are there, can students study wildlife or more in the field of biology?
You mean the biology course?
Yes.
Yes.
Someone do PhD in biology, particularly wildlife science.
Yeah, yes, we offer biology and life sciences in PhD course.
And this is in English, right?
Yeah, but unfortunately, we don't have any specific courses conducted in English. It depends on the supervisor in the PhD course. So some professors can teach in English, but some don't. So it depends on.
Yeah. Can students get mixed scholarship if they want to study at Niigata University?
Yes, of course. And as the Kushi-san already pasted in the information on the chat box, and we recommend students to apply for embassy recommendation mixed scholarship.
Okay. Thank you so much for answering the questions, Ibata-san.
Mhm.
There are few questions still in the Q&A portal, but we are running out of time. So I will have to request you to answer them after your presentation.
Yes, I will
So-
paste the information and the contact address later.
Thank-
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ibata-san, and thank you to all the students who have asked questions in the Q&A portal. I hope all your questions are answered by the end of the webinar. Thank you so much once again, Ibata-san and Kuranari-san.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Also, students who are interested in PhD or masters, I would recommend you to go to the faculty list of the particular university. You can contact the professor that you want to work with and the professor you want to be supervised under. And that professor will kind of help you with the whole process of applying to a particular university. So I highly recommend all students who want to do masters or PhD to contact the professor they want to work. Thank you so much. We will proceed with the agenda. So now we'll have a presentation by the University of Fukui. I will talk a little about the university. So Fukui University is an esteemed national university in Japan. It implements world-class education and the professors ensure the growth of students by constantly supporting them. And its diverse learning environment has proved to broaden students' perspective and the job prospects, even for students after graduating from their programs. They have English master's and PhD programs in engineering and medical science. So now I would like to request Professor Royen and Professor Hosoya and Professor Kuwazuru to kind of give us an insight into the programs offered by the University of Fukui.
Okay, so hello everybody. My name is Ryuhei Hosoya. I'm a professor for international relations at the School of Global and Community Studies at the University of Fukui. We have 25 minutes in all. I would like to make about a 10-minute presentation, an overview of Fukui and the university, plus my school, the Global and Community Studies. And then I'll pass on to the other two professors for the engineering side. So first of all, why should you think of coming to Fukui among other regions in Japan? I think in a nutshell, you will find the real authentic Japan in Fukui. Actually, Fukui used to be one of the most powerful domains throughout the history of Japan. So it has a very rich historical and cultural heritage. And I'd like to show you just one special feature by sharing you this screen. Hope you can see it.
Yes.
Yeah, you can see it. So this is from a website, more or less highlighting the cultural side of Fukui and the historical side. So you go deeper into Fukui, just to show you one example of what we feature here. You see here, the spirit of Zen lives on in Fukui. I think you all know what Zen is. This is the renowned temple Eiheiji, which is the center of Soto School Zen. It's one of the largest temples in Japan. You can see all the details about the region in this website, but as you can see here in this simple map, we are also on the Japan seaside of Fukui, of Japan, Honshu, the main island. And as you can see, we're not too far from the major cities of Osaka or Kyoto. Actually, next year, the bullet train service will finally reach Fukui to bring it within 3 hours from Tokyo even. Okay, so in terms of the contemporary and economic side of Fukui, we are traditionally a big center for textiles. It used to be the textile center of Japan. Throughout the years, it's now developed into various other industries, synthetic fibers and other new materials, not just for clothing, but for industrial uses as well. Fukui is renowned for its major eyewear industry. We produce 95% of glass frames, which are of cutting edge quality. Machinery and electronic industry, also chemical and plastic industry, and others. And you can imagine our university, which is the only national university in the region, is very closely associated with the local industry and other stakeholders. Another feature about the region that I just wanted to highlight is shown in this article from Asahi Shimbun, one of the leading papers of Japan, that Fukui ranks #1 on the happiness scale. What does that mean? It's not just about rhetoric. We actually came out the top on the list of all 47 prefectures 5 times in a row, according to this authoritative study based on objective indicators. And this is reflected in our climate of strong employment, as well as the quality of education and stable social relations and so on. We are also one of the most livable regions of Japan, and living costs, as you can imagine, are very affordable compared to the bigger cities. So now to the university. This is our website. And we are the only, as I said, the only national university in the region. We have about 5,000 students in all from 4 schools. I'll come to these schools later on. And there's about 1,000 graduate students and about 700 faculty members. What I should mention, first of all, is our outstanding track record with employment for our graduates. This page, I'm sorry, is in Japanese, but what it says, as you might be able to imagine, we again are #1 among all national universities of Japan, measured by the job placement rate of our graduates, which was overall 96.7% this year. And that's been for 15 years in a row, actually. This list shows you we came out top throughout the years. That's Fukui Daigaku, Fukui University. Okay, so just going back to the top of the English page. So we provide some good opportunities for learning and research through 4 schools. And they each have their graduate schools too. First of all, we have the School of Education. I won't go into details. You can take a look if you're interested in on the website. Actually, our School of Education is on a very good standing because Fukui is generally considered to be a model region for education in Japan. And our Graduate School of Education was actually chosen to represent Japan for the training of teachers from countries in development. We have a major School of Medical Sciences. The region is very well endowed with medical facilities, and the University of Fukui's hospital, together with the medical school, is the leading institution of the field in the region. They place a particular focus on the development of community health care. And then we have the School of Engineering. I'll leave it to the other 2 professors to give you more details about the School of Engineering and the related institutes. But I would just say that this is the largest school of engineering on the west coast of Japan. And they all also offer master's and doctoral programs, which are open to international students taught in English. And finally, this is my own school, the School of Global and Community Studies, in short, GCS. And we offer special opportunities to students who are seeking to be global and local at the same time, if you like, as the new name of the school suggests. And you put this into one word, global and local, and you get the word glocal. I think the word has become very familiar these days. And that is what our school is all about, global or globalization. So we are now in the GCS page. I just wanted to show you just the first few seconds of a video. GCS Crosstalk. Those are two of our international students. Here, just first few seconds. You can see the buzzword global already in the title. Okay, so our keyword is Be Global, envisioning a future connecting the local and the global. And these two students will go on to discuss their student life in Fukui and their studies at GCS. And they will particularly talk about our flagship program, which is called PBL, which stands for Project-Based Learning. This is a mandatory course which takes the students out of the classroom, and they form a partnership with one or a number of local stakeholders, such as companies, the local governments, or public corporations, and so on. So the students work in teams, identify practical local or community issues, and they set up projects to work on jointly with the local partners and to find together solutions to the issue. And so through this program, we are developing an active network of relationships with the local partners. Now, as you can imagine, there are many universities, institutions in Japan which run either global international relations or international studies programs. And again, many other universities where you can pursue studies of local, regional, or community issues. But I would say our school, the GCS at the University of Fukui, is probably the only institution of higher learning in Japan, which not just covers both of those areas, but is actively trying to combine the two areas into a single overall program. And so that very well fits the concept of local. Okay. Now, we also offer a big opportunity for study abroad on mainly exchange programs, and we have over 200 partner universities around the world. A good number of them are in Asia, I'm afraid not yet in India, but also some key partners in Europe and the United States. Okay, so for more information about our school, I would just guide you to, again, to the top page of our university's website and scroll down to the bottom here, where you have information. And here we have our university brochure, View Book 2023. Yeah, it's in several pages. You'll find GCS from page 30 onwards. Sorry, it should be, yeah, this is how it shows. And it goes on for a few pages. We also, I should say, have a very strong Japanese language program that you may find of interest too, because our university offers most of our courses in Japanese, and those who come to study for full enrollment at UF will be expected to take up Japanese. The level of proficiency in Japanese required at entry stage is not too high, normally at N3, preferably at N2, but of course you'll be expected to improve upon going through the programs of the schools here. Okay. Also on admissions, just scroll up a little bit. Here you have all the information related to admissions. You go in here and we have the School of Global and Community Studies here. And this is the student application guidelines for this program. Privately financed international student presently residing outside of Japan. And this came out in July this year, and this was for applications from September to October. So it's over now. And this would have been for enrollment from next April. So if you're interested, you can wait till next July, and this the next one will come out for enrollment from April 2024. Okay, so I think I'll stop here. I tried to post the list of all the links that I showed to you, as well as some information about scholarships. I'll try that again. Hold on. Ms. Kushi, I'm just trying to post on chat all the list of links. It doesn't seem to be working actually.
I think you did post them earlier, but then after that, I sent a few messages to the students. But if possible, just a minute. Yeah, there are links by Fukui University. I'll reshare them, no problem.
Did you get the links? Yeah.
Yes, I got the
I've
links.
also posted my presentation. But...
No, it's fine, no problem.
Okay.
If students want to check your presentation again, we'll upload the recording of the webinar in the University of Tokyo India office website. So they can access the website after this webinar. The recording will be posted in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
But
fine. So that's it for me. And I'd now like to pass the floor to the professors, Professor Van Rooyen and Professor Kwazaru. So the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. Kushi-san, how much time do I have?
Just a minute. I'll look into that right away. We have about actually 5 minutes.
Oh, okay, so we do it in 5 minutes, no problem.
Yeah, 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay, sure, we can do that. No problem at all. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to click on the thing here. Click. Oh God, stupid PowerPoint. Okay. All right, now let's see. I'm going to take a laser pointer. And okay, here we go. I put my email address right here. If you want to contact me, feel free to use this email address. Now, we have already had an introduction about our university, so I will skip straight to the information about the School of Engineering, which is where I am working. Okay, first of all, so I would like to point out our university, we have no English program for undergraduate studies. If you want to come to our university for undergraduate education, you have to speak Japanese, and you have to speak Japanese good enough that you can follow the lectures. Our undergraduate engineering school is divided into 5 departments. We have Department of Architecture, Department of Electrical, Electronic and Computer Engineering. We have Department of Mechanical and Systems Engineering, Department of Applied Physics, and we have Department of Material Science and Biotechnology. Specifically, one of the important, one of the say most interesting points of our university is we have undergraduate education in nuclear power engineering. We are the only university in Japan with a nuclear power engineering program in undergraduate school. Now we go to graduate school. Graduate school is divided into, we have a master's program, we have a doctoral program. The master's program is divided into 3 departments: industrial innovation engineering, which includes, no, that does not include, I'm sorry. We have system and infrastructure engineering for safe and sustainable society, which includes the nuclear safety engineering course. We have the Department of Fundamental Engineering for Knowledge-Based Society, which includes, for example, artificial intelligence, but also mathematics. For the doctoral program, PhD, we have just one program, which is the Advanced Interdisciplinary Science and Technology program. For the master's program, we have JPIS, the Global Engineering Program for International Students. This is a program that is done in English. For the doctoral program, we have GEP, the Global Engineering Program for Research and Development. This is also in English, which means that you can take courses, your coursework in English, and your research supervision will be done in English. Okay. When we go to the departments of the School of Engineering, actually, I'm going to skip this one. I'm going to go to this one. I'm going to show you the keywords. So, Department of Mechanical and Systems Engineering, we do robots, drones, racing car, nuclear power, solar power, things like that. Electrical, electronic, and computer engineering, consider things like hybrid car, laser, mobile communication, things like that. Architecture, structural design, including earthquake, tsunami, things like that. Building materials, environmental survey, but also disaster recovery, things like that. We have Department of Material Science and Biotechnology. Keywords, fiber. Professor Hosoya told us about the textile industry. Nowadays, we don't only make textile, but things like seat belts for cars. We make car interiors, things like that. Department of Applied Physics. If you want to understand the fundamental shape, the fundamental state of nature, you should go to the Department of Applied Physics. You can study about neutrinos, you can study about space, from the very small to the very large. Okay. Graduate School of Engineering, master's program. I'm going to show you this slide, which has the 3 master's programs. Industrial Innovation Engineering. We have the Engineering for Safe and Sustainable Society. We have the Fundamental Engineering for Knowledge-Based Society. Now, the doctoral program, the final PhD, the last 3 years, we have only one course, the Department of Advanced Interdisciplinary Science and Technology. Okay, now we have, okay. Now, I show you this last slide, but I want to stress a few points. Number 1, Arti Das, in her presentation, she mentioned you should learn Japanese. Yes, if you want to come to Japan, you should learn Japanese. It's very important. Number 2, Japanese universities, the academic year starts on April 1st. If you want to make your life easy, prepare to arrive in Japan April 1st. Now, if you apply for graduate program, the deadline is 6 months before you arrive. You should, if you want to arrive in April, your application paperwork must be submitted in October, the year before. Another important thing to realize is that there are very few scholarships in Japan. Japanese universities do not have scholarships. If you want to obtain a scholarship, as Kushi-san said, the most, I would say, the best option is the embassy, the embassy scholarship that goes through MEXT. That is your best option to get a good, high-quality scholarship, which gives you enough money to survive. Okay, now with that, I think I will stop my presentation. If there are any questions, I am happy to answer them.
Thank you so much to both the professors for the very detailed presentation. most of the questions in the Q&A portal have been answered. There's one question that I would like to ask you. What level of JLPT is required for enrolling in the undergraduate programs of Fukui University?
Well, okay. As far as I know, we have no specific regulation about that, but I would say level 3 certainly, and probably level 2.
What is the duration for master's programs?
Master's in engineering, MSc 2 years, PhD 3 years.
So most of the programs in Japan, the graduate programs are for 2 years, the undergrad for 4 years, and PhD. Actually, this is one of the most interesting factors of studying in Japan, especially for students who want to do their PhD here. In Japan, it's usually only 3 years, while in other countries like the US or Canada, you usually have to take 4 years to get your PhD. So I guess that would be an interesting factor. I have one more question. Are there internal scholarships offered at Fukui University? So
We have a very limited financial support for international students, but it is not enough to survive for 2 years.
Having said that, the university is a national university in Japan. So the tuition fee is comparatively lesser than the private universities in Japan. So tuition fee is around 535,000. So I believe this is much cheaper than many universities in India and elsewhere. So I feel one should consider coming to Japan and also Fukui University, as the quality of education and the rate of the amount of money you're investing is even lesser than you would.
I can add to that. In Japan, basically, national universities, the tuition fee is on the order of $5,000 per year. 500,000, 550,000 yen. For private universities, it can be very much more expensive. Now, the only thing is that the entrance requirements for national universities are usually higher than for private universities. In other words, if you are a very clever person with very good degrees and you know how to study, you should come to a national university.
Yes. So I think that I believe Professor Royan pretty much summarized it.
There's one question here: that does the university help students for placement after masters? That depends on the student. If the student requests support, we give support. If the student decides to go back home, or if the student decides that he or she does not need support, then we don't give support.
Thank you for answering the question. If the questions that are in the Q&A portal, you could go ahead answering them after the presentation. But thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm Professor Royan for the very detailed presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So in this webinar, we've been joined by many national, public, and private universities. So each of these universities have unique points. Many private universities have more internal scholarships, while the tuition fee of public and national universities are cheaper. So it depends on what is important for you. And I believe every university has done a great job in talking about their programs. And we will continue with the presentations by calling International University of Japan right away. I will first talk a little about the university before the presentation. So today we have the last presentation for the day is by International University of Japan. IUJ is an acclaimed private university and it was the first university to establish an English-based graduate school. It offers numerous programs in the field of policy, international relations, and economics. The student diversity of the university was also recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records. The job opportunities are countless within Japan and in the overseas for students graduating from IUJ. So now I'd like to request Ms. Rashi to talk a little about IUJ and how one can benefit by studying in the UK.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kusi-san. Yes, today it is my pleasure to be here to share a little bit experience about International University of Japan, or we usually call IUJ. So I hope you can all see my screen. Is it all?
Yes, thank you.
So I'm an alumni of International University of Japan, Graduate School of International Relations. So I've been seeing in the Q&A for people who are looking for options of graduate school from the international relations, maybe you can just listen, maybe just listen, and then yeah, if you're matching, then definitely we'll try our best to help you with admission in IUJ. So I'm also going to share a little bit my knowledge sharing experience in IUJ, and also a little bit information how to enroll in IUJ. And also most important thing is the scholarships. Okay, so let's go to the contents right away. Okay. So firstly, here today's contents is overview, the programs, the career support, admissions, and scholarships. And yeah, if we have some time left, that I want to show you a video about how the campus is. Okay, so let's start. Where is International University of Japan actually? Yeah, I've heard the presentation in the start, Niigata University. Yes, so International University of Japan is located in Niigata Prefecture. Here you can see here. Okay, so it's close by. Yeah, actually, but it's more kind of more smaller area in Urasa, Minami Uonuma. It is the northern part. You can see here. This is Tokyo, and you have to just go up. It's by Tokyo from Tokyo Station. It is around 19 minutes, and 4 hours by bus. But yeah, 4 hours seems like a long journey, but no, you're going to be really pampered by the beautiful view along the way. You'll see a lot of things. And also International University of Japan as well is located in the middle of the village. You can see Kokusai-cho, or International Village. You can see here, it is also called snow country. It has enormous snow in the winter, but it makes it more beautiful. Here is anybody who loves snow, to try explore snow sports, then here's a place that you can try to indulge yourself with the snow winter sports. Okay, so this is a brief history. As actually started in 1976. The International University of Japan Preparatory Foundation was established, but not until 1982. The first graduate school of international relations was established, and then started 1988 was the GSIM, or Graduate School of International Management. Until now, we have had developed in many other programs that are suiting the students itself. Okay, so I've mentioned IUJ programs here. So what kind of things or what kind of majors you can learn in IUJ? IUJ only offers graduate programs or master degree. So there's no undergraduate. Okay, sorry for that. We offer master degrees and also PhD. So there are two types of graduate school, which is International Relations, GSIR, and International Management, GSIM. Here I'm going first to GSIR. You can see here the programs. So you can see which one suits you the most. I myself is from IR, International Relations Program, and it's all are around 2 years, and the degree that you obtain will be the master in IRP, IP, IDP, international development. This is depending on your field. Okay, so here there's also a doctoral course that we have launched recently. And then this is the GSIM, Graduate School of International Management. So the one who are like thinking about, you want to go for an MBA. So this is a very good MBA. It is accredited, very much it's one of the best MBA in Japan. Okay, so now let's go just directly. Why IUJ? Why choose IUJ as an option for your master degrees? Okay, so IUJ is unique. You can call it like a super international school. Although it's in Japan, but the Japanese students only consist 5 to 8%. 90% students are all from all over the world. You can imagine 60 plus countries are in IUJ. Subjects are all taught in English. Yes, it is all in English. Everybody speaks English there. Also the academic board, also the support, career support, everybody talks in English. But one thing is, if you are interested in Japanese, Japanese is also in the curriculum. There are amazing Japanese faculties there. And myself also experienced learning like in a dual kind of atmosphere, English and Japanese. It has high international standard. And the mission is to educate future global leaders. So if you see yourself, you want to have a career, not only in Japan, but in the global stage, then here is your place to start, because it has a lot of networking. People who are have learning here are basically also sent by the government from their countries to learn. And there are a lot of programs, U2G, university to university, government to government. So you'll meet a lot of important people at IUJ. And second is foreign students oriented. It has a strong financial support. 100 students have received somewhat scholarship and 61% have full scholarship. Myself, I was also on a full scholarship, also included with the allowance. Okay, and all support provided by day one. English communication, seniors that help you settle in, dormitory prepared for fresh students. So yeah, IUJ also basically has a at campus accommodation. So you don't have to think about going to the university, because you basically live in the university. You're going to be really focused on studying there. Everything on the university is, or the facility is for the students. And you enjoy life without Japanese. Yeah, you don't have to learn Japanese. It's a plus if you have Japanese, but yeah, you can still enjoy your life. Okay, so here is a social evaluations, but companies that have some work together or corporations with IUJ. There are a lot of companies here, 9 companies and 11 members, Aeon, Ajinomoto, Daikin. You must have heard companies. Daikin is also in India. Meiji, Moss Foods, Mitsui Sumitomo, Tohoku Electric Company. And there's scholarship from foreign governments and international organizations, IMF, ADB, JICA project, and from other private institutions. And it has, our MBA is ACSB accredited school. And it has ranked one of in the Economist top 100 business programs in 2021. Okay, so the second, I was mentioning it was a super unique. Second one is the curriculum adaptable to students' needs. So whatever you need, like if you choose about GSIM or GSIR, but you want some subject that is in different kind of faculty, you can cross faculty as well. For example, I was GSIR, I was able to take a GSIM subject that is related to my research. So required and elective courses for each student's career goal. And there are a lot of special guest lecturers, basically from the alumni itself. They come and then they give special lectures and special field trips as well. And also, if you have a scholarship from Matsushita, then Matsushita will also organize school field trips with other students to places that are based on the students' interest, or basically on the institution's interest. Okay, there's exchange program with top schools in the world. In the second year, there's a lot of opportunities, a lot of tie-ups, IUJ, with other universities in Europe and US. So again, you are supported. You can also apply for internship. You can apply for exchange programs at IUJ. And basically the classes are conducted as interactive as possible with case discussion and practical classes. Okay, and then another one, this is what I have mentioned before, diversity of students. So you can imagine, like, yes, you are in Japan, and then you got like, your new environment, new culture, Japanese culture, but here you are mixed with 60 countries' culture. You can imagine how diverse it is. So to study and live with competent students from over 60 countries in the world. And it's a big opportunity to develop leadership in a multicultural environment. We have a student board that takes care, helps assist students in their life and arrange events, a committee. So here you are, basically you're not trained, but you are used to live with diversity, live with different culture. Before that, I did not know how Indian curry tastes. I didn't know how to speak with a person from Vietnam, from Philippines, but everything, because we are not a big university, but we are very much close-knit. So this made us more understand each other. So it really prepares you to have a kind of a career in the global environment later on. And more than 5,000 alumni network from more than 142 countries. So if I'm going to, for example, I have a business trip in Philippines, I will contact my my batch there or my seniors there, and we'll meet up. We'll always have an IUJ meeting somewhere. In if we go together, they will really come up, and then they will really, we'll talk, and that will increase your networking as well. And learning opportunities both inside and outside the classroom. Like I told you, you're living with people from 60 countries around the world. You can imagine how big learning it is. Okay, so our current students, you can see here, yeah, we have a lot from Asia and more from Central Asia and East Europe is increasing. Middle East, Africa has also increased. And you can see here GSIR 213 and GSIM 134. Okay, and the alumni itself. It's from 1982, so it has like 40 years of having a lot of alumni. You can see it's extended to a lot of countries. United States 175, Japan, Asia, a lot amount 2,747, Africa, Middle East. So yeah, we can count, it's keep on increasing each year. Okay, now about after IUJ, then what? So there is a career support at IUJ. So the first day, they will give you counseling, basically. I was also surprised. They helped me build my resume. The first year goal for career support is internship. So they'll support you, give you a lot of options, connect you with seniors, with alumni to help you for your internship. And then the second year, basically will aim for job hunting. That again, the process of connecting with seniors, alumni, building up your resume, and also individual career counseling, and resume reviewing with the counselor. And then we have each year, we have a IUJ resume book publishing and distributing to the companies. There's on-campus recruiting. Anytime a company can come and do on-campus recruitment. And then there's a lot of seminars that support your career development. For example, you want to build a career, you want to change, for example, to another field. And then there is alumni career advisors that are ready to help you. Okay, so here are the job employment opportunities. You can see here, if there's from the field of consulting, finance, manufacturing, IT service, energy, construction, trading, logistics, international organizations. Yeah, usually after you are doing international relations, international organizations are one of you can aim for that, and also government. So this is a job employment after IUJ. And again, like if you really want to stay in Japan, as you are like bilingual, it really helps. You can, it's side by side learn Japanese and also your English that is polished more in IUJ, because then because you're using your English more with other people from around the world, then it'll be more help you to for job employment chances. Okay, so here is 2023 admissions info. So the materials, what you need. So required materials are online application form. You can download it. And those everything is inside the online application form, including the personal statement, research topic. Please try to make a really sound, convincing topic. If you are an IR, this will really help you. And then number 4 is English test score. Yes, this is a good news. If from India, you do not need any English test score. Okay, and then scan certificates from all undergraduate and graduate school attended. Recommenders information from your from your boss or from your lecturer before, and then application fee. Here is for international is 5,000 yen, Japanese yen. And then if you are interested in MBA, basically you have to also do a GMAT score or IUJ math test online. Okay. If you're a GSIR, you don't need a GMAT. Okay. Next one here is the school expenses. Okay. Yes, the numbers may surprise you. Okay. So here, a 2-year program is around 1,75,000 per year. Yes, it's what mentioned before that by Roin Sensei, that it is, yeah, private, because we are a private university. It may cost more. Okay, so admission fee is 3,000 yen, 300,000 yen, 2-year programs, and then 1-year programs is this much. Then monthly dormitory fees, including LAN or internet. Okay, 39,000 for a single room and 53,000 yen for a married student apartment. And around the monthly living expenses, because we live in not a big city, it is relatively cheaper. Because, and then you can also cook. In the dormitories, there's a common shared kitchen in each floor. Okay, you might be surprised, maybe it is expensive, but do not worry. Like I mentioned before, the scholarship, 100% students of IUJ have somewhat received a scholarship from IUJ. 61% are on 100% scholarship. So you can imagine the possibility, the chance of getting scholarships are very high because the tie up with other institutions and also from companies and international organizations. Scholarships are a lot in IUJ. So here, there's a scholarships here, A, B, and C, and D. Okay, so the IUJ Direct Award Scholarship for all successful applicants, regardless of nationality. Okay, 100 premium, 100, 90, 70, 50, and 30. It depends on your when you're doing an admission. So you have to make it as best as possible to get a good scholarship. B, IUJ nominated scholarship for international successful applicants. Here are the lists of the institutions that provide the scholarship. I was before an Aeon scholarship holder. Okay, and direct scholarship provided by other institutions, JICA and MEXT also. And then D, scholarship possible after starting class at IUJ. So yes, if you already have a scholarship, you can also apply. There was like Rotary scholarship. You can apply for that after you arrive to IUJ. Okay, here again is the detailed information about scholarships. So you'll get 100% tuition, partial admissions fee, monthly stipend. This is the allowance. And Nakayama covers 100%, 90%, 70%, 50%, 30% of tuitions. And here ADB, Aeon, JIRA, Konosuke, Mitsubishi, and Mitsui, and MEXT. Okay, so this is important. Please note this. So here, the admissions schedule of master programs, domestic, if you live in Japan. But if you are living outside of Japan, here is the important date to note. The first intake will be 25th January. Okay, and then the second intake, this will be, you will have to do the IUJ math test from the second intake on Valentine's Day.
Actually,
Yes,
I'm sorry for interrupting, but could you
Yeah.
kindly conclude the presentation in 2 minutes because we're running out of time.
Oh, sure. Okay, yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so I am done here. Here, we're gonna watch a video. Okay, so for more, please note, this is the in IUJ representative office in India. Please don't hesitate to contact Miss Deepika Sharma. Okay, so yes, I think I'll just end 1 minute with the video. You can stop it in between, Kushi-san, if it's exceeding the time.
It's only a minute, so it's okay, no problem.
Okay, thank you.
I chose IUJ because of the multicultural environment. IUJ is where the world gathers, so it was a no-brainer for me.
Is that you have small class sizes, and this allows you professors and students to really interact closely, which is for me a great experience, so you can bring in your ideas in the class.
Slaughter classes, for sure I learned a lot, but I feel I learned more since the life here. Especially in a dormitory, we live together with international students.
Yes, Ms. Rashi, I think that would be.
Okay.
Thank you
so much.
Due to the short of time, I couldn't really show
Yeah,
students.
I'm sorry, I was talking too much maybe.
No,
Okay.
no problem. You could share the video. If it's a YouTube video, you could share the link on the chat box, and then students can check the link once the webinar ends.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm just sharing it right now on
Yeah,
the chat box. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the very comprehensive presentation. Actually, it was very interesting that you mentioned about the cross-faculty studies. Many universities in Japan allow students to not only take courses from that particular faculty that they're enrolled in. They are also allowed, and they have the liberty to take courses from different faculties. which kind of promotes an interdisciplinary curriculum and allows students to experiment and learn different courses and fields. So yes, thank you so much, Ms. Rashi, for mentioning that. And I really feel that your presentation was very comprehensive, and I'm sure it encouraged students to pursue their further studies in Japan and particularly IUJ. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Most of the questions in the Q&A portal have been answered by Ms. Deepika. So thank you so much for answering them. I think we can call it an end. Once again, thank you so much, Ms. Rashi and Ms. Deepika, for answering the questions and for the very informative presentation. I will reshare the agenda. And as Ms. Deepika has already shared her email address, if students want to ask more questions about IUJ, the application process, the admission process, the application period, the documents that need to be submitted, if you have any questions regarding the university, please feel free to email them at the email address provided. Once again, thank you so much. I'll share the agenda. So this marks the end of our webinar. Thank you to all the panelists and attendees for participating in today's webinar. The recordings of the webinars conducted earlier and today will be uploaded to the University of Tokyo India Office website. So please make sure you're checking the website frequently. And the link of the website is also shared in the chat box. And you could also email the office if you have any questions. Once again, thank you so much. And the next webinar will be next year on 14th January. So we hope to see you then. And until then, have a great break and a very happy new year. Once again, thank you so much to all the students who have been participating in our webinars this year, last year, and hopefully the years ahead. Once again, thank you very much. And thank you to all the representatives of the universities for taking out time and helping us with this initiative. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Khushi, and Happy New Year to you too.
Yes, Happy New Year.
And to all of you, thank you so much. It's really
you.
nice event. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.